What's up, YouTube? I just traded here. Let's talk about Astra Space, ticker symbol ASTR. But before we go any further, I must let you know that I am not a financial advisor or professional. And if this is your first time tuning into my channel, let's make sure you're subscribed. That like button is lit, and you are following me on Instagram and Twitter at IDEX. Now, back to Astra. First thing you need to remember is the fact that this company, ladies and gentlemen, is basically the first publicly traded rocket company, and they have the cash on the sideline until they land a solid deal. Now, in this video, I'm going to go over basically what happened on the last rocket launch and why it almost ended in a failure. But me, I still believe that rocket launch was amazing, and I do not dub it as a failure. It was pretty crazy to see how that rocket came up, it went sideways, and it was gone. But we're going to go over what happened, and basically the small satellite launcher Astra says it has identified the culprit behind the bizarre launch failure in August, which caused the company's rocket to hover sideways right after takeoff before briefly climbing into the sky after implementing some design changes. Astra says it is ready to try again with another launch attempt called LV007. Actually, it's 0007, but we'll just call it 007. But yeah, 0007. Set as early as October 27th. This will be Astra's fifth attempt to reach orbit with one of its rockets, which primarily takes off from Kodiak, Alaska. The company first tried to send its vehicle to orbit from a DARPA launch challenger in March 2022. Or in a DARPA launch challenge in March 2020. But failed to get the rocket off the ground in time to meet the competition deadline. The vehicle then exploded on its launch pad, and a few weeks later, after that, Astra made 3 more tries throughout 2020 and 2021, where the rocket did actually take flight. The first launch lasted roughly 30 seconds before the rocket engine cut off, and the vehicle fell back to Earth. Astra did actually reach space with the second flight, but just barely missed reaching orbit. Astra's third attempt on August 28, 2021 caught people's attention with its strange and phenomenal maneuver. Like, if you haven't seen the video, you need to go back and watch it, because it was pretty wild that day to see what happened. Like, I think that might have been the reason why the stock didn't completely plummet, because just the way their rocket performed. And a lot of people are forgetting the fact that Astra is going to be attempting a rocket launch every month until until the next year or something like that. And then after that, they're going to be doing it every week, I believe. I got to double check that. Right after takeoff, the rocket briefly glided off the ground and then swept to the side after one of its 5 main engines shut down early. The vehicle then climbed into the sky after a few seconds, then managed to reach an altitude of 31 miles before the flight crews terminated the launch 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the launch. Astra says there was a leakage of the rocket's propellant that caused the engine to cut off early, which was something we hadn't seen before. The company claims to have made some design changes to ensure that the same failure doesn't happen again. Data from the 2.5-minute flight provided valuable insight that we have incorporated into LV007 and future launch vehicles, said Chris Kemp, founder and CEO of Astra. Now, this is very interesting right here, because a lot of people, I'm pretty sure you guys know of Firefly. However, in September, Astra nailed a secret $30 million deal with rival launch company Firefly Aerospace, which would allow the company to manufacture Firefly's rocket engine. You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. The rocket engine on Fireflies isn't even Fireflies. Astra Space is the one that is it's Astra Space's design. Astra's ultimate goal is to launch small satellites on its rockets, which stand at just 43 feet tall. The company's next launch out of Kodiak, Alaska will lift a test payload for the Space Test Program, which oversees experimental space launches for the U.S. Department of Defense. And that's another thing that I need people to remember. The Firefly launch, they actually lost a lot of money on that one, because it was an actual payload. The payload on Astra Space was a dummy payload. Astra Space already, they haven't cost any money. They haven't lost any satellites. They're dummy payloads at the end of the day. But we just got to see how this next launch is going to be with it. And I really do hope that Astra Space did get their shit together on the next launch. Now, I mean, hell, that's basically all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. You like the video, comment down below. Let me know what you guys are going to do with Astra Space, if you're in it or not. I also do like rocket labs.